سمنبویان غبار غم چو بنشینند بنشانند، پریرویان قرار از دل چو بستیزند بستانند. به فتراک جفا دلها چو بربندند بربندند، ز زلف عنبرین جانها چو بگشایند بفشانند. My name is Golnar Adili and I'm a mixed media artist. My heart is in Tehran and in Brooklyn and so many other places, and I'm an educator and a mother of a 5-year-old. I came to art through a very non-linear process of elimination. I did not think that doing art was an option because of cultural reasons. When I started to work in architecture, it just seemed wrong. Art gave me an opportunity to kind of process the past and step into healing. I was born in the US to activist parents who were fighting against the Shah of Iran. The revolution was hijacked by the religious extremists, and my father had to shortly after escape Iran, and me and my mother were left. I would just see him sometimes then until I was 18. So this separation really was a big emotional distress on me and my family. She Feels Your Absence Deeply is a small postcard box. Then when it opens flat, and therefore has a lot of opportunities to reveal different surfaces. I work with our family photos and letters and text to really investigate mostly the emotions of my mother. I basically placed my chest and my mom's eyes together. I felt like she told the story by her gaze. A lot of hardship is conveyed through that gaze or emotion, and I just want her to feel that she was seen, or she's seen by me. The image of the chest keeps reoccurring to me, one, because I love the body, but also because it's in Persian literature where you store your emotions. And I always felt this heaviness, and then my mom's eyes, I'm always investigating. I want to be surprised by how this juxtaposition ends up, right? Like, what are the visual mixings that happen and what aligns with what? So I never test this, but I just let the physical process take me through it, and just that moment of surprise is kind of my reward. And I love craft and that physicality of getting involved with the weaving, and that is its own language. It helps process and heal and move through imagery. Moving through these parallels and times and memories is just connecting me, my mother, and my child to each other in a very cyclical and triggering way. So all these gazes are constantly being reflected back and forth and connected. In the Benshinan Benshanan installation, I am comparing the two verbs. Benshinan means to sit, and Benshanan means to seat something or someone. I'm interested in architecture of language and sounds, and how Hafez, this 14th century poet, Persian poet, is playing with content and form. I elongated and crisscrossed these words. I also pulled up the middle of them to kind of create this gentle slope of a landscape. 10 years after my father had passed away, I went through all his material, and I was shocked by the organization of this archive of his personal material that he had kept. I mean, it was very precious to me because it was my past, which I had memory of but no access to, and it was all there. He had kept my writings, drawings that I would send him in letter form, and also my mom's very emotional series of letters. And I was reading these, and I wanted to work with it, but I didn't feel right. And I called my mom and I said, I'm so sorry for what you went through, and this is really upsetting and sad. And she was like, Golnar, it's been so long, I just don't think about it anymore. And that gave me the freedom to work with it. My interest in text is not an interest in calligraphy. I did a very preliminary design of this type based on the module of the cube in a very pixelated manner. Then it becomes a screen print and a 3D print. So it changes material and form. I am really interested in looking at translucency and transparency and layering and this delicacy of the material that is carrying the language. In order to make an experience porous or malleable, we break it, and then when I bring it back together, I don't want to lose any pieces. And then maybe there are missing pieces, like memory. I'm just fascinated by the forms of the language and how we decide what form to use for what sound, and then a whole world is constructed, and a very deep world. And I feel like it's going to take me a lifetime to understand really this poem, but why not just get started? We are a very pixelated culture because everything's kind of zeros and ones, and seems to be the unit for the fundamental building blocks of our times. And when you think about nature, I feel like that happens a lot too. There's the atom, the molecule, and this basic geometry. When I work with something, it's usually in my head for a long time, and then it finds expression. Birthday party photos from my childhood in Iran are so special because there's always a home party, of course, and then there is a balloon. For this exhibition, I thought to myself, I really want to make this, and I want to make it large. I really wanted it to have orange, yellow glow. I wanted it covered with wax and have this very sensuous kind of feeling. Poetry is really interwoven in the fabric of the Persian culture, and for the longest time I felt like poetry was owned by these older men in Iran. But once I started to make it my own, I started to do things with it that could express love and movement and emotion.